Warning, this video is intended for mature audiences. If you are under the age of 13, fuck off.
Run this by me again.
Alright, so since Katastrophe is hitting 100 reviews soon, the laws of the universe state there has to be a world-ending cataclysmic event, and just this month, Red spotted Unicron in the sky. He even got in on the bullying craze.
So what's exactly this got to do with me?
Legends state that 6 heroes will unite in the time of great evil, and they shall awaken the one who can save the world.
That sounds oddly similar to Bionicle, but okay.
The point is, you are one of the 6 heroes, Ben, as am I. We must unite with the others.
Well, shit, good enough for me. Though I bet the days are behind this. Jävla dansk jävlar.
Welcome to Kit Katastrophe. My name is Kit, and today we'll be taking a look at Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Constructicon Hightower. This figure came out in 2019 as part of Wave 7 of the Deluxe assortment, and represents, well, Hightower didn't exactly appear in the 2009 film Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, but close enough. Much like his fellow Constructicons, Hightower transforms into a construction vehicle of an unlicensed and therefore generic and fictional model. Hightower specifically transforms into a truss crane mostly cast in the same Keat orange and black as scrap metal. It's really squat and low to the ground, and if you ignore the crane arm itself, it's rather small, even for a deluxe. The painted and sculpted detail is serviceable with some nice silver accents on the inner workings of the treads and some metallic blue for the windows. The crane arm itself is impressive in its length and girth, and is intricately detailed, as far as a truss can be. There is an open claw at the end which can be swiveled up and down. Sadly, the claw itself can't open or close, but there look to be places you could loop some string around for the claw to dangle if you get creative. Transformation is actually piss easy, which took me by surprise the first time. Basically, all you have to do is just flip the treads out on their multitude of fiddly swivels and hinges, while the rest of the crane mass just rotates forward 90 degrees. It's actually really cool how the crane arm bends forward over Hightower's head to become something like an anglerfish proboscis, and the rear of the crane mode folds in nice and tight. Hightower's robot mode captures that late noughties inhuman Decepticon design aesthetic that I loved so much of the Revenge of the Fallen era. Nearly every new design for this movie is experimental and impressive, and Hightower is no different, being less of a true person and more of a dinosaur spider-monkey scorpion thing. While this design was never seen on film, it is based on a piece of concept art for the film, so I guess that was good enough to be turned into a figure. I'm not complaining. The limbs pull a Half-Life 2 antlion in that the ones that are used for support are where the arms would normally go, and where legs would normally go are where the manipulative limbs are. The design of the legs themselves are kind of strange, all ramshackle and haphazard. They look bouncy. The head sculpt is very nice as well, with the yellow plating and the Shin Kamen Rider mouth. It looks too human to be placed on this body type, which adds to the eeriness. I love the scorpion tail crane arm with the claw at the end. Pure genius. And around the back, I'm starting to feel some type of way. Given Hightower's unorthodox anatomy, I figure it would be better to start at a region that is not the head. More specifically, I want to start by talking about the tail. If you could call this a tail. It points forward, so I don't know. It can move up on a hinge at the base, and another hinge in the main body of the tail, and it can move up, and it can move down, or rather, reach forward, I should say. Speaking of reach forward, the claw can still move forward and backwards, and that's all fair and good. That is it for the tail. At the head, he has a ball joint that can move around, though the connection to the main body on this hinge is actually pretty piss poor, so I'll just take a look at it by itself. The ball joint allows it to waggle a bit on the actual cup, and it can turn 360 degrees. It cannot look left or right in any appreciable way.
There is a hinge that allows it to look up and down even further, and attached to it is another hinge, allows the entire neck to look up and down, and it's kind of loose. The hips, the shoulders, I don't know what to call these. Let's call them hips because they support the body. They go all the way around 360 degrees, which is pretty good. And continuing with the nomenclature we're going for here, he has a thigh swivel that goes all the way around as well. And then we get to the knees and the ankles, which is a very, very messy deal. He has a joint here which can bend forward and backwards, so maybe we can call it a knee. And then he has a joint that goes this way, which I guess we could call it an ankle pivot. And then he has yet another joint this way. I don't know what to call that one. And then he has a joint that can move the treads forward and back, which I guess we could call a rocking ankle. And the treads themselves can splay open or come together. I prefer the come together option because it provides a more stable standing base. Finally, the arms, or the manipulators, can move forward. That's it. They can just move forward and backwards, and that's all they can do. But really, what else do they need to do? This is Hightower, man. He's not supposed to grab things and throw them. I mean, with his hands, I guess he can throw them with the claw. So, you know. Note taken.
Hey, don't turn off the video yet. We're not done. Let's just zip on back to crane mode for the main event. Basically, all you have to do for Hightower's Proletariat United mode is to adjust the treads a little bit, extend the head on its hidden double hinge, which can be a right bitch to get out sometimes, and place the claw onto Hightower's mangled neck. Then you slide in scrap metal on the end to form the right arm of Devastator. Now we're talking. This is actually a really big hand, and it's a sneak peek as to the final aesthetic of the Devastator combiner. Treads mangled together, pieces of heavy machinery sticking out like bits of broken bone all over. It looks awesome. Good call using the claw piece as the tip of the thumb, though the look is diminished somewhat by Hightower's head sticking off the knuckle there. Still, this arm mode is very promising. Much like Scrap Metal and Rampage before him, I can't give my recommendation on Studio Series Hightower in a vacuum, as most people who buy this figure will be doing so to complete Devastator. So if you're after it for that reason, then definitely buy it. I mean, you're already convinced. For those who don't care about the main course, Studio Series Hightower is a tasty little snack that won't disappoint. He's fun and unique among his brethren, and the aesthetics are sublime. Give him a shot if he interests you. This has been Katastrophe. If you would like to give feedback, I urge you to join the Darkmount Discord server, since those fuckheads at the FTC won't let me have comments on my videos for much longer, and would sue me for everything I own if I tried. If you liked this video, please share and subscribe. Transform and roll out.